Wow, what is up? Welcome to the Cone Zone. I am Axl Cones. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, that's happening. All right, as we do every week, I have some bad news before we get into tonight's show. Our usual guy who delivers the models from me every week, you've seen him on all year long, Jay Anthony, he decided he wanted to get out of the modeling industry and do family portraits only. So we, unfortunately, will not have any beautiful distractions models here anymore, but that's okay. I'm going to scour my own and bring my own in. So tonight, my first one, she's been a friend of mine for a long time. It is so good to have her here. She's so funny. Crystal the Pistol is here. Give it up. Holy cow. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am peachy keen.
Oh, good. I like peaches.
I have to adjust. Excuse me. So awesome. So, and if you would like to, you're on Facebook. We're on Facebook together. If you want to add her, look up my page, see Axl Cones, and then she's under my page. You can add her. Or you're Crystal the Pistol as well on there, right?
Crystal the Pistol, yeah.
So go on there and add her. She's got some really cool photos. You just did a photo shoot with the band DRI not too long ago.
It was with Pasadena Napalm Division.
Oh,
the singer
right.
of DRI.
DRI. Okay,
both
gotcha.
bands.
The great pictures.
Well, thank you.
Oh, wow. You got to see this.
Yeah, check them out on my Facebook page.
Cool. And you just had a little one. How's the little one doing?
She's doing wonderful. She learned how to say no, so.
The terrible twos are starting already.
Yes.
13 months?
13 months old.
Wow. They grow up fast.
She's very cute. Yes, she does. It's
Wow.
hard to chase her around. I'm learning. Quick.
Well, cool. And that's the only one you have, right?
Yep, my one and only.
Very cool. Spoiled or rotten?
Oh, absolutely. There's no other way. She is my daughter.
She's going to be, oh, wow, that's good. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. What else you got going on? You got some big stuff coming up. You got calendars coming out and all. Tell us about that.
I'm trying to put out my calendar. It should be out the beginning of December. So I haven't done a calendar since I had my baby, so it'll be exciting to see how that turns out.
Sweet.
I'm also working on a show called Pit Fest. It benefits pit bulls in Colorado and a bunch of metal and hardcore bands. The first show is going to be January 22nd, I believe, at Bender's Tavern. Big mosh pit.
Sweet.
Pit bulls.
Now, you benefit pit bulls? Is that to keep, because they're illegal in some parts of the state, right?
Right. It's a nonprofit organization called Any Given Breed, and it just helps pit bulls who have been displaced from their homes, and helps the families who are losing their dogs. And
Cool. The ones who stayed with Michael Vick. 2 people got that. That's so lame. But anyway, anything else you would like to say before we get into the monologue tonight?
I don't think so.
You look absolutely gorgeous tonight.
Well, thank
and
you.
We were also talking before the show. I have beads. So what do you think we should have her do for the beads? All right.
No way, I can't do that.
You can't do that?
No. Come on, I'm a mother now.
Oh, that's true. She's a mom now.
Oh.
Pick up a cue ball without using her hands.
Pick up a cue ball.
Or down.
But you got to do this at least. Get up and give us a spin.
All right.
Okay.
How was that?
Oh, do it again.
Was
Yes,
that good?
I'm a pervert. Get off me. All right, come here.
Do I get my beads?
You get your beads.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you.
You are so gorgeous. Crystal the Pistol, give it up. You're going to hang up with me, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Cool. Tonight, you're going to like this topic too. You're going to like this. Here we are in the month of November. And as I walk amongst the public, I'm already starting to notice all these stressed out holiday grimaces on people's faces. What is it about the holidays that makes people grumpier than Bobby Knight during a cold jelly prostate exam? It can't be the lack of money, because according to our president, the recession is over. No offense, Barry, but most of us are not bankers, politicians, or work for the pharmaceutical industry. So for the record, you can kiss our recession is over asses, all right? My theory regarding all the disgruntlement has always been that we are bombarded throughout the year with meaningless holidays and observances, and by the time we get to November and December, we're as annoyed and burnt out as Pat Sajak when somebody asks for the letter T. Personally, there are three things that get me cranky around the holidays. Everybody, everything, and it especially pisses me off not being able to find the perfect Kwanzaa greeting card. Little murmurs in the room so far. We got to pick this up a little bit. Worthless holidays and observances. Forgive me, but I have to throw my 2 cents in here. I was watching a national news program on the boob tube on March 17th. A perfect hairdo news jockey kicked it out to a reporter who's covering the St. Patrick's Day festivities in a popular East Coast Irish pub. During the meaningless, fluffy, obvious slow news day, I watched a group of yuppie boozers trying to be hip by sporting the giant green styrofoam Guinness hat while guzzling beer on a day they knew nothing about. I spoke with a gentleman from Ireland shortly after St. Patrick's Day who saw the same report, and as the tear of disgust ran down his cheek like that 1970s Indian walking alongside a trash-filled highway, told me, quote, "Americans are morons." After watching the news report, that got me thinking about all the other worthless holidays and observances that revolve that we're supposed to collectively drop everything and pay attention to. A holiday that I used to circle on the calendar every year, as it used to be the most amusing day here in Colorado, was Columbus Day. I used to park myself, I'm not alone in that, I say. I used to park myself in front of the television with a bowl of popcorn and watch Colorado Indian windbag Russell Means climb up on his soapbox to protest this day. It was like watching a car wreck as Russ gathered and led his flock to the downtown parade. Every year it became as predictable as the winner of a WWF steel cage match. As the parade was getting underway, Russell and his tribe of sunburnt, goiter-faced winos all joined hands to cut off the parade route. The end result was always the same. Everyone got hauled away wearing the steel handcuffs. Then when the cameras got shut off and put away, Chief Blowhard shut his hole and it was back to the reservation for another 364 days. I have been disappointed lately. Russ has been conspicuously absent the past couple of years. What's the matter, Russ? Did it finally set in that nobody cares about your asshole who cried wolf attention? Did you come to the realization that there are more important things to concern yourself with than some Euro who traded some moonshine to your ancestors for the United States of America?
Bad negotiator.
Yeah, apparently. And did the media finally wake up and realize that Russ was just the crazy, racist, drunk uncle that we had to sit at the kiddie table before he wouldn't hurt himself? Either way, good riddance, Russ, and don't let the TP flap hit you with a good Lord split you, okay? And just a quick memo, Russ, if you're watching, have you ever noticed those long white trails that never disappear in the sky? Those are a gift from our government, for you. Breathe deep, Russ. Another time I look forward to is the day after Independence Day. Every July 5th, we hear on the news or read in the newspaper the story about the drunken dumbass that set his duplex on fire or blew his own hand off while playing with fireworks. Days like this are the reason why I would never be accepted into the medical field. I wouldn't be able to control myself from dipping their mangled extremities in salt water while leaning over their bed and telling them, Charles Darwin says you're a fucking hump. Next year, spend your welfare check on your little bastard children and not on Roman candles and black cats, okay? Now get out of my hospital, you stumpy waste of oxygen, brainless parasite to society. And take the meth head that blew up his trailer with you. Can somebody... Thank you. Can somebody explain to me the purpose of Groundhog Day? On February 2nd of every year, some palooka in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania pulls a stinky rat named Puxatawney Phil out of a hole to see when spring is coming. This is what happens when inbred necks have way too much free time on their hands.
What about Bill Murray?
Exactly. Can you imagine if San Francisco, California did this type of ritual? The ritual would start off by the mayor of San Francisco pulling the fat, furry rodent known as San Francisco Steve out of the stump. If the shadow appears, 6 more weeks of winter is ahead. Oh, but wait, part 2 of the ritual. San Francisco Steve then gets jammed into some Pride Fest coordinator's rectum, who's wearing his rainbow thong, and every time he bends over, his sphincter looks like a yawning hippo. After a few minutes of ass cavity dig dug, and if San Francisco Steve makes it out alive but can't open his eyes because of all the caked on poop, that's a sign that for our southern brethren to get the hell out of Dodge, as it's going to be a heavy hurricane season. Exactly. Every February in this country, we celebrate Black History Month. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but can you imagine if we celebrated White History Month?
It'd be honky history month.
Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton would suffer brain aneurysms after about 10 minutes on the first day. I'm guessing, yeah, I heard that. I'm guessing the double standard backlash from White History Month would make the Rodney King riots look like 2 first graders fighting to eat the last of the paste. And while I'm on the subject, come on, let's pacify everyone. Where the hell is Latino History Month?
It's California.
It'd be real easy. California? San Francisco?
It's every month in California.
It'd be real easy to celebrate. We could drop it on a leaflet and spend a lunch hour discussing it. Every month in this country, we celebrate Women's History Month. Are we just making this shit up as we go now, or what? I guess every March it does give us a chance to look back at some of the great women in history, like Betsy Ross, Rosa Parks, Helen Keller, Mary Todd Lincoln, whatever, Wheezy Jefferson, Richard Simmons, and that chicken Deep Throat. But wait, the commercialization doesn't stop there. October is now Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, I'm all for this too, but only a month? Shouldn't this be a year-round concern? You know, I'd like to feel for lumps today, but I'm not allowed because it's only June and Breast Cancer Awareness Month hasn't started yet. And how awesome is it that the National Football League teamed up with the Breast Cancer Awareness Organization? I find it ironic that Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and Chad Johnson wear pink to show their support. My question becomes, what color should NFL fans wear to try to come up with a cure for the cancer these guys are spreading out throughout the league? And I especially love how the Nike swoosh ends up on all the peak breast cancer gear. Can't Nike go 30 days without whoring out their logo on something for charity? What's next? Reebok stamping their logo on the forehead of a retard during the 10-yard dash at the Special Olympics? That is wrong. Thank you. To me, the most nauseating day of the year is Valentine's Day. Personally, I don't get... Thank you. I see I'm not alone. Personally, I don't give a rat's ass about this over-commercialized day of the year. What's the point of Valentine's Day anyway? Well, besides fattening the wallets of the owners of Russell Stover's 1-800-Flowers and Hallmark. I find it ignorant spending hard-earned jack on the person that you're currently humping because society expects it of you. I look at it this way.
Sorry.
No, that's good. Keep going.
Sorry. I agree.
I agree. It's ridiculous. Unless you're rug-ratly trapped with a total bitch or dick, if you don't appreciate your significant other every day in your relationship, why the hell should February 14th be any different? Exactly. Happy Valentine's Day, honey. Here's your dozen roses that'll be dead in a few days, your box of chocolates that will add another golf ball dimple to your ass, and your Hallmark card in which I didn't paint the picture or write the message, but it shows how much I love you. Now, I don't want to sound insensitive. God forbid. But I possess the real sign of how much I love someone. A full swinging sack of nut custard. Where would you like it? Will it be sliding? Will it be sliding down the chute, or should I grab the beach towel on the way into the bedroom so there's no mess? And I love how jewelry stores start sneaking in their advertisements about February 1st. Give the one you love something special this Valentine's Day, because every kiss begins with K. All I can say, ladies, if your man drops 4 or more figures on you for Valentine's Day, you better give him so much head that every time you burp, you spray semen on whoever you're talking to.
I'll figure out who else he's sleeping with.
2 more holidays that we... That is a secret.
Oh, so much smarter than I was.
See, I'm educational as well as entertaining.
Thank
I love it.
you.
2 more holidays that we need to go Ted Kaczynski and bomb off the calendar every year: Mother's Day and Father's Day. Now, before you label me an ungrateful prick, hear me out. I'll look at these 2 holidays the same way I look at Valentine's Day. Every day should be Mother's Day and Father's Day, okay? We shouldn't need one particular day a year to love our parents. That's pretty much a 24/7, 365 prerequisite, unless, of course, your father happens to be O.J. Simpson and your mother is Courtney Love. If you have to have a calendar remind you to pick up a bundle of flowers for your mother, then you just suck as an offspring. And Grandparents' Day? What in the hell is this about? Sorry, yeah, it's on a Sunday. I couldn't believe it either until I saw it. Sorry we had to drop you in the home, but we love you and your dementia, Gammy and Papa. See you next year when we need your signature on something. Since nobody will ask the question, I guess I'll ask. Why the fuck are we celebrating Cinco de Mayo in this country?
Thank you.
Exactly. Am I the only one? I'm willing to bet everyone in this room, hogs to hookers, that in Chihuahua, Mexico, they're not blasting fireworks in honor of our 4th of July. So why the hell am I getting rerouted away from closed downtown streets when I want to take a client to lunch? If the United States is turning into Mexico's bitch, I'm okay with that, I guess. With that said, don't get me the stink guy when I want to set up a cockfight and donkey show to celebrate my birthday. Thank you. One of my favorite quotes ever uttered by a human being came the Monday following Easter. The chick that was hanging said, quote, "I got so drunk celebrating Easter yesterday. I had no choice but to leave the room before I went Chris Brown on this hoochie." Getting drunk on Easter Sunday? Classy. I'm sure Christ must be proud knowing you're getting tanked on a day when he came back from the dead. As Jesus is celebrating his resurrection, you're pounding down Jell-O shots like you're in a drinking contest with Vince Neil. or not. I can only guess if Lindsay Lohan here is getting ripped on Easter Sunday. I'll go out on a limb and say that she must break out the 8-ball of cocaine so she can have a white Christmas. And for curiosity's sake, I wonder how many times she's blacked out on mushrooms during Earth Day. And while I'm at it, how many prune balls have you tongued every Veterans Day? And I don't even want to know how many crab apples you can fit in your cooter during Cesar Chavez Day. I guess what I'm saying is, get yourself a life, Alkie. The most worthless holiday on the calendar every year has got to be New Year's Eve, or what I like to call Amateur's Night Out. Only a sucker with too much green in their possession would pay 4 times the regular cover charge to get into some shithole nightclub just because it's New Year's Eve. But I guess some people have to be seen no matter the cost. What's so special about New Year's Eve anyway? Listening to some fry cook during the week DJ and his one and only night when he's somebody, and his 20-minute remix of Holler Back Girl? Woo-hoo, fun! I'd rather eat a pound of my own feces while watching a Jersey Shore marathon than subject myself to this bullshit. And do me a favor and save the pathetic, this is the last day before my New Year's resolutions kick in. I'm no mathematician, but I'd say 99.9999% of all New Year's resolutions circle the drain about the same time as the champagne vomit. I love some of the tired New Year's resolutions that people try to pass on me. I'm going to stop smoking, lose weight, start being a nicer person to everyone, and start exercising on January 1st. Who the hell are you kidding? Some people have the same discipline and willpower as Tony Braxton at a Macy's with an American Express gold card. She filed for bankruptcy, for those of you who didn't catch that joke. I once overheard a dork tell his girlfriend at 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve, I'm going to quit drinking after midnight. Yeah, I wanted to see this. And just as I thought, at 12:15, Goober was asking everyone in the room, are you going to finish that? Before eventually jumping behind the bar, dropping to all fours, and lapping up the collected pool on the stinky bar mats. To me, New Year's Eve has always been just another day to see how much hooch the human body can consume before the stomach pumping, how many piles of puke that can be dispersed around town, and how many Advil it takes to make that pounding go away. And before I forget, if one more person blows that fucking kazoo in my ear one more time, I'm going to plant that thing so far up your ass, every time you fart, it's going to sound like the 5 o'clock Amtrak to Cleveland. And as I wrap up this take, let me just say this. We have way too many holidays and observances in this country. It seems like at least 2 days a month the banks are closed, the kids are out of school, and there's no mail in the box. Just once I'd like to call the head of a TV station and I get snubbed off by the "it's about time I get recognized for all the dictation I take" receptionist during National Secretaries Week. And most of all, I'd like to drive around town and not have to worry about the wigger who's power drinking and driving on Martin Luther King Day. Since we have every other worthless holiday, I'd like to see a day honoring white, vegetarian, gay, Scientologist midgets. That way Tom Cruise can finally get the run he deserves. That's my take, but then again, what the hell do I know? Yeah. All right, tonight we're going to take you out live right now. Bone Circus is playing live right now. When we come back, Mr. Kelly Florendo will join us. Let's go out to Bone Circus. We'll be right back in a minute.
Everybody
back out to them here in just a minute. But as promised, joining me right now is a Cones Zone legend. He has done this show numerous times, and he's always such a good guest when he comes in. One of my true dear friends of all time. Would you help me welcome back Mr. Kelly Florendo? What's going on, my brother?
How things last time?
What's new? What's happening?
Getting older or getting wider, but ain't getting no taller. That's a fucking problem when you get old.
I know, I just celebrated my 40th a couple weeks ago.
That's scary.
Yeah. Sick, isn't it?
They don't know whether to clap.
I know, or to feel sorry for me. It's all right, you can let out the moans. It's okay. I've accepted the fact. So what's going on, Kelly? Holidays. What is this?
They don't let you celebrate enough.
They don't let you celebrate enough?
I get in a down mood in the fall because you can't say Thanksgiving. You know what they call it at my kids' grade school? Friendship Week.
Friendship Week? That's Thanksgiving?
You can't say Thanksgiving when we have to buy the supplies for the party. You can't have anything other than white cups and white paper plates.
Really?
You don't want to offend somebody.
Oh my God! So
It's
if you brought a plate with a leaf in on it,
They
that
won't
would
let
be.
you use it.
Oh.
Same with Christmas.
It's so sad.
Same with Christmas. You can't say Christmas anymore. You're gonna offend the 1%, so they rather offend the 99. So
That's too bad.
I get tired of holidays because you can't celebrate anymore. But
Yeah.
except for Halloween, I have a real issue with Halloween.
Well, Halloween. Well, I said it last month on the Halloween episode. There's an Independence Elementary here in Denver. Won't let their kids celebrate. It won't let them dress up.
No, they do fall break around it, so you can't dress up.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do teacher in service day or some shit like that.
Yeah. It's so sick. Well, it's
But
their
Halloween's
kids,
kind of
for
lost
God's
its
sake.
spirit. It used to be, get dressed up and fun. Now I think it's an excuse for girls to dress
Slutty.
slutty.
That's of course.
It's never a normal
Perfect.
nurse. It's naughty nurse. It's never fucking regular Bride of Frankenstein. It's,
Yeah. But any day that we get a chance to have girls dressed for less, I mean,
it should be Horrorween.
Horrorween.
That's about what it is. It's like, really, you can't fucking dress up like Elmo without showing your ass crack?
That's awesome. See, if I was dressed like Elmo, I'd have my junk hanging out. That would be
That's
my
just it.
Elmo
It's
costume.
like, I'm fucking
Hey,
happy.
come here, kids. That'd be my Elmo.
It really is. I mean, it's kind of disappointing.
So what's your take on Christmas?
But then again, I'm just slightly left of the Taliban in my political stance.
Yeah, we've both have been
I don't-
accused of that over the years.
I don't kind of get a lot of the stuff. But what's my what now?
What's your take on like Christmas, the big holidays?
Love them.
Love them?
Except you can't celebrate.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You piss someone off.
And,
So,
another thing is too, I know
happy holidays. If a store says happy holidays, I won't even go in there.
Really?
If you can't fucking say Christmas, screw you.
Exactly.
You don't want to offend them. You want to offend me. That's fine. I won't go there. So
Yeah. So sick. And there's I know somebody who lives in a hut in a
in Africa or something.
No, in a not an
a hut?
outhouse.
In a hut?
They live in what is the community where you got to
On
get
an island?
when you got to get permission from somebody to put decorations up? What's it called?
Oh, a planned
HOA.
unit. Yeah,
HOA. Thank you.
I live in an HOA. I can't fly a United States flag outside my house. I do it
that's
anyway, and I
bullshit.
get the
That's
letters.
Horseshit.
I do it anyway.
Do you do it anyway?
Fuck yeah.
So you can't put you
No.
gotta get some old bat's approval to
Yeah.
put a reindeer in your house for Christmas.
Yeah, no,
What is this?
HOAs are
Garbage.
terrible.
At our house we don't have any of that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I want to have Santa raping Mrs. Claus on the front lawn, I can do it. Screw this HOA crap. I feel sorry for these people.
Hey, you talked about Earth Day. Earth Day is a horrific day.
Earth Day?
Little homework. You find out the guy that started Earth Day, and you tell me what his political leanings are and how it relates to the country. Get back to me on your next
Okay,
show.
next show we'll look that up.
Worst thing ever. And then you'll see where Al Gore's coming from on his global warming bullshit.
Oh, he's a quack.
Let's start by
Exactly.
yeah,
He's a
that's
crackpot. too.
crazy. But
Flag Day.
Flag Day, well, Flag Day I get. But some of the others, Secretary's Day, I didn't choose to be a
So
flag.
what happens if you're from Germany and you want to fly the German flag on Flag Day? Is that not politically correct? You get your house egged? Is it?
I don't have a,
What about my Confederate flag?
Yeah. What about Jason's Confederate flag from when he lived in Georgia all that time? Yeah, he's gonna get his ass kicked later. Yeah. I don't know him. He's not part of us. You take him and do what you need to with him.
While I'm sitting on the front porch playing banjo.
you know what's scary? What's scary is what the schools teach. asked my kids what the 4th of July was for.
And they had no idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
Most people don't. Hell, they take a day. They get a day off of work for Veterans Day, 4th of July.
Memorial Day.
Fuck that. Let's go party.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
an excuse to drink.
That's
all it
where I
is.
was going with that.
That's all it is, an excuse to drink.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
You ask anyone just a generic question, what's 11-11-11? No one knows what that is.
Yeah.
11th day, 11th month, at the 11th hour,
World War II.
yeah, the armistice.
Yeah.
No one knows that. It's crazy.
I'll tell you this. Ask any Hispanic
it's
in Denver.
just another day on the calendar for most people.
Yeah, well, sure.
Fuck, paid day off.
Yeah, woohoo! Ask a lot of Hispanics in the States what Cinco de Mayo means. Oh, the 5th of May. They don't know.
Well, and waving the Cesar Chavez flag, an illegal doing that. It's like, you clearly don't understand your own culture. Cesar Chavez hated illegals.
Right.
He beat them with the bat.
Yeah.
He was part of the farm workers union. It's like,
Yeah.
drop a dime came from Cesar Chavez calling on the illegals.
Exactly.
Yet they're flying his flag. How fucking stupid are you?
That's exactly right.
You should
That's
be
right.
burning that flag,
Yeah, exactly.
not.
And there was like you got paid 2 cents an hour to pick fruit
Yeah,
in the 100
and-
degree heat,
Yeah.
and he was ahead of it all. But yeah, people don't know this. They don't think.
It's just another day. And so holidays are a little bit of a bummer
For some of us.
Buck, you're never going to offend someone.
Yeah.
Happy Chris Quans,
Exactly.
or whatever the Seinfeld
We're
episode
so
was.
political. what is it? The
Festivus.
poll. Festivus.
Festivus.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
But yeah, you're right. You don't know who you're going to offend.
no,
and,
in a birthday party, speaking of holiday, like a birthday party, when I was a kid, 6 kids came over and brought me presents.
Right.
Now you have a 20-kid birthday party, you got to have fucking presents for all those 20. Not only do I got to buy for the little snot nose, I got to buy for all the others. I'm like, wait a minute, who's getting the short end of this stick? So at some point, it gets crazy. Easter Bunny and
It just gets out of control. It's out of control.
some of that stuff gets
It's all
way out-
commercialized. It's all
Well, and
commercialized.
it's getting longer and longer and longer.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Christmas stuff out now. We're not even through Thanksgiving.
There was Christmas stuff out November 1st. November 1st.
Yeah.
What? I remember Christmas started on Black Friday, not before, when I was a kid.
Shouldn't be out when you're still wearing shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Black Friday should be the start of Christmas, right?
That's what I thought.
Maybe I'm missing something. But I guess they don't make as much money that way.
No,
It's all
it's-
retail. It's all retail crap.
Advertising and retail. I bet capitalism makes the world go around.
Yeah. There you go.
Gotta love it.
So
Well,
what was the other one? April Fool's Day.
That thing, you mentioned the Irish.
Yeah.
Now, why is it okay to stereotype a bunch of red-haired white guys as drunks? Why is that okay? How fucking right is that? No one, where's the plight of the Irish in this deal?
Right?
Everyone says, oh, Irish drink and get shit-faced all the time. It's like,
They
dude, that's not right.
Yeah,
No.
they
Yeah.
Irish drink and fight.
Yeah, that's
That's
okay to stereotype them, but no one
Yeah.
else. So, what were you talking about?
I don't know.
No, the other holiday before I stood up for the Irish.
Yeah. April Fool's Day.
Oh, April Fool.
Isn't every day April Fool's Day?
And May Day.
May Day? What's that one?
Why? It's on May 1st. You drop the baskets at someone's house. Used to. They don't do it anymore.
I don't know what the hell that is.
People if you give people candy.
I forget what May
What is
Day
it?
is.
What?
You're supposed to drop a basket at somebody's house
And what?
candy and flowers.
But May Day signifies.
I never heard
something.
that.
You don't know about that?
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I've never heard of that either.
I've heard of it.
I used to drop sacks of poop on people's doorstep, lit on fire,
Yeah.
and then run.
Did you do it on May 1st?
No, it was May 5th. That's how I celebrated Cinco de Mayo.
And I mean, some of these holidays get more play than they should. Memorial Day is almost forgotten.
Yeah.
Uh,
Labor Day.
4th of July, they've watered them down so much. When we were little, we'd you'd have a 6-year-old running around with them 80s
Oh, yeah.
and the Roman candles.
Yeah.
So you'd have the block stooge drive up and down the street on his bike with the garbage can lid, and you shoot at him with fucking Roman candles, and use the M80s as hand grenades. You can't do anything fun anymore.
Yeah.
Or you'd put him across the street in the
In the
old
little
man's
fort?
garage.
Yeah.
So he's in a cage, and then you all end up with bottle rockets.
You shoot
Try
one-
to shoot the dude. I
shoot
mean,
one up his ass.
they
That's good
take-
times.
They take all the fun out of. I mean, it's no fun anymore. Have you ever been to? I mean, you can't buy any fireworks.
No, you got to go across the border. You got to go to Wyoming.
You know, and what was
They're the
an-
good ones anyway.
What was an M80? That was like a quarter stick or an eighth of a stick of dynamite. Well, you could teach your kid all kinds of stuff. You put that coffee can full of water and you light that, because those things, when they get wet, they'd still blow up.
Right.
Man, there's some great shit you could do. No offense to the
We're so politically correct now.
I mean, no
That's so
offense
awful.
to the Polish, but like the Polish cannon, used to shoot those. You know what those were? You'd take the old steel Foster's beer cans, the steel ones, not the aluminum shit, and you cut the bottoms out, the bottoms and tops off of like 8 of them, and you duct tape them together, and then the bottom one, you pull the tap and you put a little pinhole in the bottom, and you pump lighter fluid in it, and you light that sumbitch. You could shoot anything out of that. It's like a poor man's potato gun.
I say you could take planes out of the sky with that
Oh,
thing. How do you stop
The
how
noise.
do you stop a Polish tank invasion? Kill the guys pulling the tanks. Now let me ask you this. Come on, it's an adult show. Get off me. Kelly Florendo is our guest. What do you think about Thanksgiving? What's your take on
I
Thanksgiving?
love it. You know, though, they don't let the kids in school dress up as pilgrims and Indians.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with celebrating history.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
history's
and I
forgotten.
don't understand the argument with Columbus. Last I knew, Columbus didn't come to Middle America and butcher anybody. He did all his business in the Indies,
Yeah.
you know? And he didn't do anything that they don't do to themselves. No, I'm serious. Serious.
That's very true.
If you look at the 14th century, I mean, 14th century people acting like 14th century people. What? I don't get the big deal.
He's absolutely
That's
right.
what they do. Go look. Does anyone hate the Spanish for the Inquisition? Anyone know about the Spanish Inquisition? What they did there? Okay. It's like, you know, nobody gets all upset about that. Christopher Columbus goes and acts like a drunken sailor, and look out.
Yeah. God, it's all hell
The
breaks
drunken
loose.
Irishman, they're okay.
Yeah.
Drunken sailor's bad. Drunken Irish, you know. I guess it's perspective.
Yeah, it's the time of year.
Yes.
So, what else you got going on? How's the housing industry? You're
Great.
you're an agent, real estate. He
No.
works in real estate,
Mortgage loan guy.
mortgage loan. He works in mortgage. How's it right now?
Better than ever.
Better than ever.
No complaints.
Cool. So what we were talking about before the show? How you said you need a 640 credit score to
Hey,
get a
we're going to do a real estate show. 640 credit score.
640 credit score. How many people do you get with like 300?
Not very many. Not very many.
So if somebody has
I
like
do know a few, though.
if somebody has like a 350, you give them a cardboard box and put them under the Spear Viaduct
You
and
can
say it's
fix it.
$5 a month, asshole.
You can fix it. It's not as hard to fix as you think.
How hard is it to fix your credit?
It's not.
Or how easy is it?
It is. It's actually very easy. You just need to
I don't see. I got a stranglehold on your feeling on that.
need to know how to do it.
How do you do it for those watching?
You go to a place that reports to all 3 credit bureaus, such as Eagle Legacy Credit Union.
Cheap plug. You're welcome.
Do a loan secured by deposit, 3 different ones. It reports to all 3 credit bureaus. Revolving credit good. Car loans bad. They don't help you. They only hurt you. Revolving credit makes your score go up. Borrow 30% on the cards and make the minimum payment. Your score skyrockets.
So credit cards are obviously bad too.
No, revolving credit's good as long as you're
Oh, that's
not,
revolving.
as
Okay.
long as you don't owe more than 30% on them. But if you only go to a place that reports to one bureau, you know there's 3 bureaus.
Right.
So you need to raise, and everyone goes on the mid score. So if you're doing all your cards on the wrong bureau, that's your low score, your other scores don't move. So that's why to go to one that reports to all 3, so all 3 go up, because you have to raise that mid score. So there's some little tricks of the trade.
There you go.
A lot of people want to pay off old collections because they think it's going to look better, but all the damage has been done if they're 2 years old. So if you pay an old collection, then it's going to count as a new delinquent account, and it's going to hurt you worse. So you leave the old collections. All kinds of little nuggets.
Wow.
All kinds of little nuggets.
I didn't know that either. See, we're
Easier to fix than people think. And credit repair is a ripoff. There's nothing you can't do yourself. So
Wow.
there's the business segment of this show.
So we had humor, business, we had hot. We're
Which
all
other
over the
what
board.
other kind of holidays are there? Roman holiday. What was the Roman holiday? Remember that?
I don't remember that one either.
I remember
is
that.
What was it? Roman Polanski?
Nah, there's.
We're raping kids now? Is that what we're doing? Do what?
Oh, that
Talk
has
like
to.
a pirate day?
Doesn't that have to do with the flying spaghetti monster? Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? You don't know that? You don't know what the Flying Spaghetti Monster is? On the back of the cars, you know how you see the Darwin fish? Yes. When you see one that says FSM in it, it's Flying Spaghetti Monster. And there was a guy in Kansas that protested teaching creationism in school. And so he wrote a letter to the school that says, I have as much evidence that the human race was started by a giant flying spaghetti monster as it was by a... There's a, if you Google Venzaga or Venganza, well, just Google flying spaghetti monster. It's some of the funny, if you want to laugh so fucking hard, you were talking on Tom Cruise. Did you ever see the YouTube video of him talking about how when you go through that only a Scientologist knows how to handle a car wreck, and he's doing this intense interview?
No, I missed that one.
Dude, you got to Google that, because there's this Mission Impossible music playing.
Oh, jeez.
Then these guys, and so the Flying Spaghetti Monster guys, they all dress like pirates. It's dressed like a pirate day. And so, and so this Flying Spaghetti Monster guy did a parody of that. And he's got his hook hand and his patch eye, and he says, when you go by a car wreck, who's going to rape the people? Who's going to pillage the scene? And when Tom Cruise says that Scientologists are the ones that know how to save someone in a car accident, swear to God, funniest shit you'll ever read.
Wow.
I have a weird sense of humor. If you go there and you read like some of the church hymns they have about honoring the spaghetti and meat, but there's what was the song, On Top of Old Smoky?
Mm-hmm.
They have one of those on
Oh, that's
top of
awesome.
spaghetti, all covered in meatballs. So yeah, it's great stuff. You can read that
Somebody
shit.
knows the lyrics out there. I love it. Beautiful.
You could read that website and all the stuff related, and the people that say they had a vision and they take a picture of their plate of spaghetti at Fazoli's with the meatballs looking at you. It's great stuff.
Oh, I got to check this out.
I
That's
cannot
awesome.
believe...
I can't believe...
You don't know what the Flying Spaghetti Monster is?
I've never heard that before.
They make YouTube videos of this little clump of spaghetti hovering over Brazil, like, you know, when you see the UFOs and stuff.
Right.
So,
That's awesome.
did you ever... You like funny video. Did you ever see the... Now, you know, mortgage industry was a little slow, so there's maybe...
We were on YouTube quite a bit,
we
were we?
were, and if there was an end of the internet, we probably hit it, because I think I came to a page that said, you can't go any further, dumbass, go back to work. Swear to God. But we found it, if you Google North Carolina Bigfoot,
Okay.
there's a...
Should I write all this down?
Just email me, I'll send it all to you.
Yeah, send it all to me.
But there's a
It's
dude
what?
that... There's a dude
Oh,
that's...
that's right. We got it on tape.
There's a dude that... Oh, yeah, there you go. History. There's a dude that said he saw a Bigfoot, and so we were critiquing this, and it's a hillbilly guy, and he says... He drew
Is this a deliverance joke? Is there a
No,
deliverance joke
serious.
coming? Okay, I was going to say,
gotta-
every time we get together,
No.
he sneaks in a deliverance ass-fucking joke.
No,
so I
you
just want
gotta-
to make sure that we're not going down that road and I'm going to get sucked in again.
No,
and
you
then
gotta
I'm going,
break-
damn you, Kelly Florendo.
You got to see this hillbilly guy, though, that's drawing the picture of the Bigfoot, and he says he had beautiful hair, and he took a stick and told him to get right back here up that trail, and then he drew a picture, said it looked like the guy had 6 fingers on his hand, but in the picture, the guy only drew 4. Like, fucking hillbilly, you can't even draw right. 6 fingers, what the fuck you drawing 4? It's a mugshot. Yeah, if you watch the video and break it down, my kid's talking his voice inflection now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then you gotta, if you could play it, you'd laugh so hard. If you saw it, knew what I was talking about, just like the spaghetti monster.
Sweet.
Did you ever see the Lincoln Park rapist? About
No.
the black guy? Well, there was someone right... Oh, dude, I got all these...
You got to send me all this stuff.
I gotta send
I'm
you
so
all
out
these-
of the loop.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
We
Hey,
are
how about the
going up-
UFOs?
What?
Did you see the UFO?
Somebody said there was a UFO over New York. I
Yeah,
don't buy that.
but then a week later, the same formation showed up over New Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
It was really creepy. Yeah. I'm not a bit... Well, I am a believer
Are you really?
Oh, absolutely.
I think the only illegal
What-
aliens
what
here
ki-
are,
what
they
kind
don't have
of-
papers.
What kind of hubris does a person have to think you're the only living thing in the universe? Now, keep in mind, if you really want to be weirded out, my nephews, who are both like rocket scientists, like literally,
Keep talking. I'm going to set this up. Keep talking.
we were talking. I said, isn't it weird to think that space is infinite? And they said, well, really, it's probably not. And they said, space is probably like this. I said, well, that can't be. And they said, well, think of space as a plane. And they said, how many points is there along a certain plane? And I said, well, it's a fixed number here to here. And they said, no, it's infinite. And it's because you can keep dividing by 2.
Right.
And get smaller and smaller and smaller onto infinity. So they said, it's deep and like this. It was really weird. So when you think about it, that's why you never feel upside down, they said. Because which way is up? Even though we're on,
So
when
you
the
never,
earth tilts.
you never feel upside down unless you're
Yeah.
unless you're a blonde grabbing
Yes.
your ankles on a Friday night. Anyway, so this is so wrong. It's so delayed reaction tonight. I get that feeling. This is how it's going to be. Okay, that's good. All right, so
How the hell did
we're
we
going to
get
go
off
back.
holidays?
What?
We got off holidays on
We got off.
some shit.
We always do.
We never talked about Holiday Gas Station. Remember that?
No,
Had the old red, white, and blue sign? No?
I don't remember that either.
That's been a Nebraska thing.
It is a Nebraska thing. We're going to go out right now. We're going to go back out to Bone Circus. When we come back, we're going to do some captions and wrap it up with Kelly. Be right back. All right, cool. We're going to stay.
Hey!
Bone Circus. Bone Circus. Sorry,
I was wondering if he was
didn't
talking
distract
about
you if we were.
Bone Circus. I thought he was talking about her cleavage.
How hot is Crystal, huh?
You think I'm going to incriminate myself?
Yeah. Go ahead. You can say it. You can say it. She's cute, isn't she?
I'm not going to say anything.
Brenda's not watching, I
That's
promise.
You
My
got shit on
girlfriend's here,
tape.
and I'm
You
saying
said
she's
it.
cute. It's okay. She's
Yeah,
not
but
watching.
she said after you spit on her, the gum,
Oh, yeah. That was
she
pre-show.
threatened to
That was
spit
awesome.
later tonight.
Now, what are we talking about?
I don't
Spit. What
think
kind
she
are you talking
gets
about? Anyway, let's get back. Captions. If you have a caption, send them to captions.conezone@gmail.com. If I read your caption on the air, I will send you out an autographed CD. I don't have one on me here. I'd show you. I'll send you out one of my autographed CDs called Open 24/7. My first caption reads.
I don't have the cue card. Oh,
My first caption reads. There it is. It's January 2nd. Here we see all the people who are keeping their New Year's exercising resolutions. I'm going to hand them to you. That's okay. All right. Next, Inventor Carl Lewis has patented the home turkey abortion kit. That is foul. It makes my job so much easier when my crowd comes with their own material. I don't have to work as hard. Holiday Fun Squad leader Ben Davis thought it would be politically correct to load up on black and tans to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Moving right along. We just drove into the wall with that one. The centerpiece for the centerpiece for the annual Gloria All Red Thanksgiving dinner has finally arrived.
how about the hillbillies celebrate with Ned Beatty on Thanksgiving? There's your Ned Beatty
I knew
joke.
it was coming.
Frank.
I knew it was coming.
Put an apple in his mouth.
Matter of time. Matter of time.
How would you like to be?
I remember the good old days when the Easter Bunny would hide his treasures in the yard.
So how would you like, if you were Ned Beatty, how would you like, out of his movie career, how would you like to be known for this in a hillbilly?
For Deliverance. That's it. Yeah.
That's all
Isn't
anyone
that
knows
terrible?
about him
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
Except maybe he was in Superman, I think.
Yeah, he was in Superman. He played Lex Luthor's his
stooge,
sidekick. Yeah.
his stooge, yeah.
Where am I? Things took a nasty turn during National Secretaries Week at Trump Plaza. Okay. The residents of Biloxi, Mississippi. The residents of Biloxi, Mississippi have finally come around to honor the month of February.
Now, if they had just drawn one of those little, what's that called, a carrot? Like when you forget to put a word where it should go, you draw the little carrot.
Yeah, put the kids to bed. Happy Valentine's Day from all of us here at the Cone Zone.
This is why J. Anthony went out of business.
Yeah. That is gross. Every November we should stop and reflect on the political bullshit we've stepped in over the past year. I didn't know we had the president in the house tonight. And finally, you'll like this one. And finally, it's it is. It's pretty safe to say that Michelle didn't get the 24 roses that she wanted for Valentine's Day.
That's a pretty. Where did that come from?
That came from online. I want to thank, who do I want to thank tonight? I want to thank Bone Circus. I want to thank Crystal the Pistol, beautiful as usual. Kelly Florendo, funny as usual. That's all. We'll see you next week. Good night.